live now and hope that we have luck. Successful live this time. Maybe some of you can confirm if we are live on what. Not gonna click anything again this time.
That I've seen like the activity is being held like a time comfortable for me to join. Like earlier I've seen if it's like in the midnight in my local time, then I'm just gonna see. It's
Okay.
like around, yes, a little bit past 10 right now, so it's quite, yeah.
Oh, okay, got it.
A good opportunity, yeah.
Your mic is not super clear right now, but I think
Oh,
good. I mean, maybe you are trying to be quiet because it's already getting late. But can anybody confirm if we are live? Because yeah, I think Sergio just said we are live. Awesome. Then welcome to everybody joining on YouTube as well. Glad you are here for this top 10 SSR countdown. This time I think it will be very interesting because we have something that was never happening before in such a countdown, which 4 new units in one ranking edition. We had 4 units in a row in January, but back then we didn't have the exact cutoffs where all of them were united basically in one ranking. But this time we have 4 new units, which should be
4 new
very
units. Wow.
Exactly. We have Frankenstein, Genie, we have Water Cinderella, and we have Unicorn, of course. And the question to you guys, for starters, I would say, is which of these units do you actually expect to see the top 10? Also, welcome on YouTube, Boss Re and XYZ Cooking. Comments. What do you guys think? Top 10 candidates of the new units.
Frankenstein is out of the
variant of the Cinderella got into the top 10, I think the water variant will as well.
You're saying Water Cinderella will go into top 10, Jason?
Yes.
And none of the other 3?
Unicorn's
maybe
most
as
likely
well. Yeah.
Unicorn as well, Axel, you're saying?
Unicorn.
Right. I mean, the combo is just the Storm King Arthur, Dark Sun Wukong combo, etc.
But more importantly, Dark Wukong will most likely be top 10 again.
Oh, all right. Another top 10 then bet.
Yep.
All right. Let me reveal first while we are your guesses in terms of which units make it into top 10 bet. I'm just feel the number 40 for this month, just as a little teaser before we kick it off. And actually bright white this time. She's number 42, down 20% in comparison last time. And yeah, she's basically out of the top 40 in every region except Japan. Not much she can do anymore. I would say, I mean, Bright's White is also a unit that has the Lightspeed entry, and has been basically nerfed now with the Unicorn release. So yeah, this is not super surprising, I would say. What could be more surprising is the number 28, but I'm wondering now if I should reveal this before we get into the top 10. It is quite a big surprise, I would say. But yeah, let's kick it off with a bang for everybody who's already joined something out of it. Debos Re on YouTube is actually saying Dark Sun Wukong in top 3. That would be a huge jump now. I'm not this, but a rise seems priced in by pretty much every Evertrade trader, so everybody is convinced that she will rise after the Unicorn release. Okay, we will reveal the number 20 now, and before the top 10 guesses, deals. And this one is probably a shock to some of you. Well, I don't know. I mean, let me know what you think. But it is It is one of the new units. We have a new unit that is actually only
Frankenstein.
achieving the 28th position. And it's not Frankenstein, it's actually Genie at number 28 only, with a true power of
Oh my god, it's the
1.5 million.
lost.
Yeah, so everybody who got her in the IPO unfortunately makes a little bit of a loss here. Genie definitely surprising on the negative here. Just 23 days after her release, only 50% usage. Top 20 in not a single region, not even Japan, where she's fifth. And yeah, Genie, what can we say about her? I mean, I would say she's just too RNG to be deployed seriously in good arena teams. Where do you even put her? I mean, she has some use cases, and if the RNG hits just right, then you can kick off a great combination of bless you, a great combination of combos and some spirit generation, etc. So yeah, she's good, but she survival and everything, and her speed especially. I feel like in today's meta, her speed is just very low. Consider that if Unicorn stuns her on entry, she needs like I think 140 time units until she even gets her first turn. So that is just really, really rough right now. So that is, I think, the two main reasons: the 2 RNG factor and the really low speed that not a lot of units are deploying her in their top teams or successfully deploying her in top teams. So yeah, I'm not sure if some of you have some other perspective on this, or if you agree or disagree. That is, yeah, definitely, I think one of the lowest new unit starting points in terms of true power that we have ever seen in the history. But yeah, let's see where the others land. We still have 3 other new units, which could surprise on the upside or on the downside. But for now, I think we can move on and start thinking about something much, much higher than Genie, with number 10 spot. Last time at number 10, we had Rapunzel. What about this time, guys? On YouTube, text chat or voice chat in what are your guesses for the number 10? Of course, as always, super, super difficult, but you can give it a shot. What are your guesses? Are these Lancelot guesses? Or Sergio is going for Frankenstein. Whippo going with Dark Sun Wukong. Dark Sun Wukong was number 14 last time. Oh, Axel is going with Percy. Would be quite a drop. Percival last time was number 6. Then again, we saw they also going with Dark Sun Wukong. Whippo saying,
Right. The
okay.
reason why I think it was Percy
Hmm?
is because during the time in all the time that I played in CSA, I've seen not many people have been using Percy as Platoon 1. At the same time, Dark Sun Wukong in comparison is on the rise. So definitely I do not think and when you if you compare it to Sleep France, if you compare it to Burn France that I've seen so far, especially in I'm not in the beta server cluster, so I'm in one of the older server clusters. So that's why I was able to have a look and see all the variety of teams that we see. Percival has been dropped heavily. Sometimes I will definitely see her in Platoon 1, but most other times, whenever it comes to a poison stun comp nowadays, it's either Cleopatra and Unicorn, or otherwise it could be a Dark Sun Wukong counter as well,
Hmm.
along with Storm King Arthur. But nowhere did I see Percival until I see about I knock them down to their platoon 2, to their platoon 3, and then afterwards they sort of goes. And then I happen to see Percival right here. It seems that they are starting to use Percival as more of a backup, instead, rather than
Yeah,
trying to be reliant on platoon 1 Percival anymore. And
yeah,
it sort of makes
definitely.
sense because
Yeah, definitely makes sense because I mean it is harder to use in Platoon 1 if you run against kind of stun comps. Also, in terms of which
indeed,
places
indeed.
you give to Platoon 1 units, we have Unicorn, which is likes to be one. We have Storm King Arthur that likes to be in Platoon 1, and then also Cleopatra, which likes to be in Platoon 1. So you have a lot of top units that
Mm-hmm.
really like to be in front, and then maybe Percival, first one, drop off there. We have some other guesses in the chat real quick. Some Darksan Wukong, Yukata Ludmilla, a double moderate guess, although I'm not sure how how serious that guess is supposed to
I
be.
do not think Moderate will be top 10, at least not yet. Even though
Yeah,
I'm a burn main.
yeah, I think that needs another strong burn release. A
Mhm.
reality, but I mean the scene
Oh,
set because
that's
of the stun
fast,
rise.
fast.
Burn, burn is becoming more interesting. Unicorn is on Etsonix. Welcome also to that. Himiko number 1. Darksan Wukong was number 14 last time. And yeah, I mean, we had a lot of guesses, but um, the number 10 guess, the correct number 10 of this month, wasn't there yet, guys. So place some
Hmm.
more guesses. As it is not Frankenstein, it is not Darksan Wukong, it's not Mordred, it's not Yukata Ludmilla, it's not Percival. Okay, we have a Rapunzel guess, which would be same rank as last time. Sergio is going with Plants. Quippo going with Water Cinderella. Jason saying Dark Sun Wukong buffed by the release of Myth Wukong. It's actually really funny. It's actually a really nice timing in terms of that game release and a Dark Sun Wukong resurgence in Evertale. But a funny tour. Okay, but now we get some more diversified guesses. Blood Moon is also going with Rapunzel, going with Dark Cinderella. Okay, yeah, Dark Cinderella last time number 7 on 3 ranks. I did mention the Rapunzel guess. Releasing a unit without fellowship is unacceptable. Well, yeah, you have to just focus on the qualities of the unit then. If you wanna get her or not. Seems like a few people got Unicorn anyways, despite no attached to it. Axel would be disappointed if it's Water Cinderella. All right. Well, I already got the correct guess. I can reveal it now, so we can get along and more higher rated. At number 10, we have a unit um, that is actually going up in true power. Musashi guess from Quipo. Nice. It is a unit that is going up, but only very slightly in terms of true power, and is actually going down in terms of ranks. It is a storm unit, it is a guard unit, it is Bright Lancelot at number 10, down 1 rank compared to July. And yeah, pretty much stable, I would say, in terms of true power. Not a whole lot of movement here, but yeah, still very decent in terms of usage. Get kind of guarding skill set probably gets. I mean, it already got much more interesting after the Musashi release, but now it's even more interesting because you can combine Bright Lancelot with units like Storm King Arthur, benefits from the storm element with her, and then also Unicorn. So these kind of stun platoons potentially on the rise means Bright Lancelot still keeps that very common spot, especially in position 5 of a platoon 1 in arena to counter eventual Musashi builds still. All right, so that is Right, Lancelot, to kick off the top 10. She was already out, I think, 2 months ago of the top 10 for quite a few months, but Musashi brought her back in, and she still keeps the top 10 position, but because now it's getting tighter and tighter, stay in there, and we look onwards and upwards and think about who could be number 9, guys. Everybody thinking? Posting Lancelot. Yeah, okay. Quippo going with Musashi for the first guess at number 9. Let's make it happen. A is going with Dark Cinderella. Edsonic saying Unicorn. Bloodmoon also going with Musashi. Excel saying if Brightlands is 10, then Aksan Wukong at 9. Okay. We have a Lubu guess. Minami. Just trying through all the burn units. Yeah, burn, I mean,
Yeah,
right. Yeah, Axel?
no, it's nothing. I was thinking about if Bright Lancelot is 10th, then Dark Sun Wukong will be next. And I would think Rapunzel would be out of the top 10 really.
Yeah, yeah. So you're saying Rapunzel will not see more Dark Side, potentially rising by 5 ranks. Yeah. We have another Lubu guess from Jason, just trying to get his ever trade right. But then again, I mean, burn units were pretty far from the top 10 last time, so not sure that changes, especially considering that we saw the Water Cinderella release. Yet another, well, not always a tough matchup if you manage to stun Water Cinderella, but usually I would say a bit concerning if you burn into with Water Cinderella. Then again, we don't know where Water Cinderella landing this time. We have a few guesses for number 9 so far. Xavier, Yukata Ludmilla, Quippo Unicorn. A Gavine guess. Maybe if she gets a Bride version, then Gavine might make it to top 10. But original Gavine actually never made it in top 10, even directly after her release. Then Lancelot and Stormchene the arena, so a water unit like Gavine really not doing all that. Rapunzel going down, yeah, like it. If it doesn't rise, then she must go down. Then again, I mean, we are expecting some new units in the top 10, so something's gotta give. Somebody has to make room. Okay, going with Unicorn only
Dark Sun Wukong
later,
at
saying
7th
potentially
place.
top 6. Okay. Sergio posting the last one, the last ranking. Good reminder maybe for everybody. We had Zaji topping the charts last time, overtaking Water Anya after Water Anya kept the number 1 position for 7 months straight. Or was it 6? Then we have Cleopatra at 4, Cleopatra at 3 back then. Light Anya 4, Storm King Arthur debuting at the number 5 position. 7, Ludmilla 8, all of them 1 rank down last time. And Bright Lancelot kept her 9th position, and Rapunzel at 10. We already know that Bright Lancelot is number 10 now. Everything else is still up for debate, except of course Genie, which is number 28. Admon actually going with Percy at number 11. Rapunzel is still around. Musashi will not be top 1. A lot of stuff here. Axel going with Percy, Sergio going with Yukata, Ludmilla, and Blood Moon. Yes, one is already in ranking for sure. Yeah, so valid guess. And yeah, we have another Yukata, Ludmilla guess. All right, I mean, somebody already got it right. Can already feel it. Whippo is going with Storm King Arthur for 9. That would be what? Everyone is 9. Okay. I was thinking. Okay,
No,
Potter.
Storm King Arthur is definitely not ninth place, man. It's definitely no.
Yeah, seems like a bit of a joke here. Quippo, everyone plays the 9th position, but let me reveal to you number 9 now, and it is a unit that is actually going down in true power significantly compared to last time. Usage still quite high though, and yeah, it is a unit that one of you got correct, and I can congratulate EA and also West because saying Dark Cinderella. Dark Cinderella is now placing at number 9 spot and is down 1.5 million power despite still and of top teams. So the usage is still very high, but moving further down in terms of which platoons. Then sometimes you hope for a turnaround in later platoons with Dark Cinderella. But yeah, because of no wards on her skill set and the somewhat low speed, is not so Dark Cinderella despite if she gets some moves off and the RNG hits right, then she pretty much execute a lot of enemy units with a short, very short period of time. So yeah, Dark Cinderella with her Berserker mode still very relevant, but just in later platoons. That was Rio on YouTube saying number 1 Finn who up all the charts. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe at some point we don't give up hope. We still get the endless Dark Finn. I mean, a dark unit is overdue at this point, so maybe Sigma gives us some crazy surprise, much more surprising than a fourth row would be a male
New
character.
Astrid,
What are you saying, Jason?
a new Dark Astrid.
Oh, a new Dark Astrid, actually. Yeah, Astrid also long time no see, I would say. Only see her in the Anyas usually at this point. So yeah, that's actually a good point. Or Swimsuit
or
Nagi, yeah,
or
why not?
an or a Dark Anya.
Dark Anya, oh yeah, true. We
Yeah,
haven't
'cause
gotten a
we
dark
have one.
don't have a dark SSR guard yet. Anya would be probably prime material. Then again, we have I think they actually called the Earth Anyas already Anya Dark, so that would be second Anya Dark in terms of their code names for the units. Storm
I think we
Musashi,
have
well, that
like
is
Anya, like Earth and what's that? Light and water. So I still miss any. I think there's definitely no fire.
right. I mean, fire struggling right now for sure. In terms of just being widely applicable in usually the top teams run them in Platoon 4 just for a potential turnaround, what I've seen. But P1, not super common except if you're really fully building just burn units. All right. Dark Swimsuit Nagi, new Dark Call, and Dark Lancelot, all very, very nice ideas actually. Let's see. I mean, a new Dark Colon, I don't think it's very necessary because we had Dark Colon. Then again, that tends to reuse the element character combinations sometimes now. All right, but then let's let's look upwards further and think about could be in the number 8 position. Sergio already placed a guess for Water Cinderella. Excel still thinking between Percy and Dark Sun Wukong. Another Dark Sun Wukong, because why not? I don't think W Cindy will be number 8. Looks possible. Okay, Axel going with Percy now. Swimsuits. Well, Percy more value than Dark Sun, but Dark Sun has the new synergy with Unicorn. Yep, both arguments. Davian going with number 8 Percival. That basic also going with Percival. Low. Yeah, burn units in Force Platoon because they are reliable as a last minute wall. Good point. Blood Moon, yeah, that's true. I dark purple. This Minami. Yeah, Minami was that. Minami is going with Percival as well. Edsonix going with Odin, which would be quite the rise, maybe due to some stun being more relevant. Then again, Odin still very nice pick for Platoon 2 and 3, but still very viable Platoon 1s right now. Quippo is with Water Cinderella, EA, Percy. Yeah, in terms of TU, Percival is not super fast. Then again, if buys for 200 time units and gets the turn, then she can basically the only unit that has 2 instant skills at her disposal can use
Yes,
subsequently.
but only when just like it was only if she survives 200 time units. Which in this case, every one of her attacks is just blast wave. If she's lucky, she will cast Royal Void to try and avenge someone. If the enemy unit has gotten a kill, but the issue is that most of her skills are usually takes a while to even operate. So it's like 100 TU these days is kind of long, especially when you factor in Storm King Arthur's passive ability. Every time Storm King Arthur gets her turn and after her first turn, a random unit that is above 50 time units will definitely hurt Percival, especially when she can't keep casting Blast Wave or Royal Void. So in the end, she'll start to get follow up in the chain of events. That is why she dropped straight away to Platoon 2 or Platoon 3 from what I see so far. And yes, thank you so much, Platinum. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So the nation on that one. And let's see if we see her at number 8. Seems like most people expect her at number 8, but now we have Jason A going Yukata Ludmilla as well. Yeah, we can't do that. The Lomax on YouTube is saying we have a Dark Unicorn incoming. Well, let's see. Usually these kinds of non-story characters are kind of one-off, so I'm not sure if we actually get a second version. And also thanks for the note on the mic voice activation. Try to get that fixed so I'm not cut off too much. But yeah, let's see. We have a lot of different guesses, so I think we are ready to reveal it. The number 8. It's number 8 time we have a unit that is actually up to power and is last minute guesses were correct. It is Yukata Ludmilla actually at number 8. She keeps the same position as in July, still number 8 and now with 70% usage. Pays a nice little dividend to all holders of Yukata Ludmilla, but in general terms, I would say that is a very stable true power for Yukata Ludmilla, so she didn't gain much or lose much the recent. Right. She never drops. Well, I mean, at some point she might, but yeah, I mean, as long as fire platoons are not super common in the first platoon, I don't think Yukata Ludmilla will miss the top 10 by much because on burn quite good. Then again, she got a bit nerfed by the Musashi release. So yeah, let's see. Axel already saying good news. Swims at profit. We are already at 6.4 million now. Yeah, and the IPO was 6.5 million for Water Cinderella. So if Water Cinderella is in the top 10, then that means the IPO shareholders will get a profit. Fun fact, by the way, on that IPO, I think we had 4 or 5 people actually bidding exactly 6.5 million on Water Cinderella. That is why I think 9 out of 11 it's actually got a share of Water Cinderella. Almost like some collusion is going on, but I think probably just being drawn to that around 6.5 million number for Water Cinderella. Let's see if they are actually right and get a profit with it, or if they lose some power points. Right. Good. How about number 7 then? Let's see. Already have some guesses.
Dark Sun Wukong.
Dark Sun Wukong. Okay, so that would be 7 spots up from 14 to number 7. But then again,
And
I mean,
also the rank number half.
sorry, say that again, Jason.
The rank number half.
Oh yeah. That would be exactly a halving, which rarely occurs, but it is definitely possible considering that very big Unicorn combo that is now available for Dark Sun Wukong. Then again, we haven't seen Unicorn in the rankings either yet, so let's see if he makes it into the top 10. Sergio is going with Dark Sun Wukong. EA is going with Dark Sun Wukong. Etsonex asking if Dark Sun Wukong is making a comeback. Yes. But with Unicorn, this is definitely something that makes her much more valid, and not only in Platoon 1, but also from reinforcements. Davian saying, okay, if Dark Sun Wukong takes rank 7, that means Percival out of the top 10. Ami is saying water, Anya. Top, but again, she did lose her position, and she is vulnerable to stun, which is on the rise with the release. Excel now going potentially at number 11. Quipo is Water Cinderella at number 7. Ebos Re on YouTube is saying Percival. Good guesses here. Any more guesses from you guys? Otherwise, just moving along. Killing number 7. We have a Musashi guess from Exo going with Percival. Rimiboro also going with Percival. Number 6. 1 rank. All right. Seems like Debos3 on YouTube with the Percival guess started a trend here. Lots of top number 7 guesses for coming in. After some early Dark Sun Wukong guesses. Let's see. I'm gonna reveal it now. And one of these 2 camps is actually correct. Dark Sun Wukong or Percival. And I can do it now. It's actually not dark, it is light. It is Percival at number 7, although she is down 1.2 million true power. That is quite a loss in terms of relevance for her, but still a very, very good unit, of course. Any unit that we are looking at here in the top 10 is something that can be reasonably well deployed in any top arena team. All right. Where's this thing, Percival? Obviously, well, it's better to post the obvious guesses before the reveal. Okay. So let's see. A lot of people agreeing with Percival after the reveal. Seems nice. Okay, sorry, Western. I overlooked that guess. But yeah, number 7 now. Percival is interesting. I think point out last time number 7 was Dark Cinderella, and Dark Cinderella as a number 7 had 7.7 million true power. Now the number 7 in Percival has only 6.7 million true power. So possibly, let's see how it continues in the top 10. But it seems like there is more diversity in the top teams after the releases. More units being viable, similar. 3. All right. Then let's look upwards and upwards. Let's look at number 6. Could that be? Last time it was Percival, so that is definitely no longer possible after she's number 7. Also, already saw Yukata Ludmilla, Dark Cinderella, Bright Lancelot, and Genie revealed. So these are also not candidates for number 6 positions. We haven't seen any new unit either yet, except for Genie at number 28. But no new unit in the top 10 yet. But yeah, now guesses are coming in strongly here for Water Cinderella from Dead Basic, from West, from Savian, Whippo, from Blood Moon, from EA. Wow, a lot of conviction here for Water Cinderella. Also good to point out is that Bright Cinderella is actually kind of swimsuit Cinderella, so maybe we will still see another one, but yeah, they look very similar for sure. Yami also going with Water Cinderella, Etsonix Water Cinderella. Oh, that is. And Axel is also going with Water Cinderella. I think we haven't seen a guess yet that Water Cinderella. Oh, Jason going against the grain the first after I think 10 or 15 guesses on Water Cinderella is going with Light Anya. Okay. Sergio is going with Dark Sun Wukong. Still potential ranks up already. Jared Rexy as a fire guy going with Libu. Bloodmoon also going with number 6. Was the first to claim it. Let's see. Correct guess. So Light Anya definitely had more uses now with the new Sun units. Fair enough, especially considering the Unicorn entry effect. Nice if directed to Light Anya. Also very important in the combo. Light Anya, Storm King Arthur, Unicorn, and Dark Sun Wukong. Dark Sun Wukong can actually duplicate against an enemy one. You kind of need Light Anya on your team. Absorbs the sun. Victor with the first guess here, coming in Cleopatra. Cleopatra was previously number 3. It would be 3 ranks. Also, valid guess, I would say, because as we already discussed earlier, the 2-1 spaces are very limited, and Tom King Arthur and Unicorn and Musashi like that really liking to be in the first the starter units in Arena. Maybe Cleopatra finding it harder and harder to compete here for these spots, especially because I don't really like Cleopatra and Dark Sun Wukong combination running them at the same time, even though they are our last 2 poison units that were the poison entry from Dark Sun Wukong is all that nice to just waste posters. Right. Okay, so I think we have a lot of different guesses. Debo3 on YouTube is also going Dark Sun Wukong. Anya guess, we have a Cleopatra guess, but like 50%, no, 50% is another statement. 90% of people are going for Water Cinderella at number 6. EXO up there. Bren and Genie, I don't know. Well, Genie is already confirmed to be number 28. Not show up in the top 10. Yeah, Frankenstein and Corn and Water Cinderella still open, but yeah, 90% going with Water Cinderella. Wesh, definitely top 10 or top 6 in terms of art style. Yeah, unfortunately, not quite in. Maybe also in terms of skill animation. Unfortunately, we rarely see them in arena because can't really use Wesh competitively. All right, then let's. And everybody was already convinced of it, anyways. Is Water Cinderella picture, and the number 6 is a little surprise. Only Spectra got it correct. Cleopatra comes in at number 6 time. She is still number 1 in rest of Asia, but everywhere else she's dropping. She's losing 1.7 million true power. So yeah, that is a huge drop and a huge surprise, given everybody was pretty much convinced that we see Water Cinderella at the number 6 spot. But yeah, Cleopatra is down nearly 20% in terms of true power. She's down 3 ranks, previously top 3 and now just number 6. Is a bit of a dispersion in terms of the regional rankings. We are still topping the chart in non-Japanese Asian servers, which is still very impressive. But yeah, others losing her footing, as Cleopatra short is able to celebrate here, because if you have 2 short positions, that is making you a tidy 3.4 million profit. Okay. So we only have the top 5 left, and we still have not seen any new unit make it into the top 10. Let's see what's gonna happen next. Previous number 5 was actually Storm King Arthur. Then we also have Light Anya, Cleopatra, Water Anya, and Musashi in the previous top 5. So yeah, due to the fall of Cleopatra, we have already confirmed that there is gonna be a new top 5 unit, at least one. Maybe other units are also still, but let's see. Now we are getting into territory. We are closing in on the 8 million true power. Let's see what I missed in terms of text chat. We have Jason saying Water Cinderella top 3. At basic thought Leo would come in at number 5. West saying number 5 maximum for Water Cinderella. So if not number 5, he expects her to land outside of the top 10. Oh, Spectra is saying mostly the fall of Cleopatra mostly because Unicorn can push back better than her. Not sure if I quite agree. I really like the Dusk Mirage much better than the instant pushback by Unicorn. Then again, Unicorn comes with some other interesting features that Cleopatra doesn't quite have. But Cleopatra banishing units instead of, or rather randomly banishing units instead of just pushing them back to next in line in reinforcements, I think still an advantage over somebody like Unicorn. Okay, West is going with Water Cinderella. Savian is saying Unicorn will not be top 5 since she's whale friendly. Can't work under 4 or 5 copies. I'm not sure if I quite agree. And you know, keep in mind that we are talking about the 1,000 top teams around the world here. So I would estimate that definitely the majority of them is at least dolphins, not whales. So the money shouldn't be the issue. Most top teams are only running fully awakened units anyways. Okay, Destroyer, we have some noise from you. You wanna contribute something to the conversation?
Shit, I'm late.
No worries. welcome to the show. Spectra is saying King Arthur is moving up because of Unicorn. Quite a valid guess, I would say. A is going for number 5 Unicorn. Jason saying Light Anya. Excel Water Cinderella. Tetsu is saying Nagi at 18 million true power. Spencer at second. And third Bahamut 14.4 million. Well, yeah, in terms of the memes, probably an accurate ranking. In terms of meme power. Then we have, well, I mean, in terms of meme power, Genie would actually come in higher as well, I would say. Blood Moon is saying Water Cinderella number 5. Whippo is here's a plot twist, and none of the new units are in top 10. Well, I mean, we already have confirmed Genie is not in the top 10. There's also relatively common agreement based on the IPO as well that Frankenstein will not make it into the top 10. And Water Cinderella and Unicorn were released afterwards, so maybe people didn't quite have the result for some new units. So maybe that plot twist could happen. We have Axel going with Musashi at number 5. That would be all from 1 to 5. But if I recall correctly, that is what happened to the Light Cinderella when she lost her first position. So it could happen rather quickly, 1 month being number 1 and then suddenly already dropping from the top 3. That basically Musashi works better. Savian says Water Cinderella works better at 1 copy. Yes, for sure. That is true. I also have Water Cinderella at 1 copy in my Platoon 4. A going with Water Cinderella number 5. Oh, Axel is now saying Water Cinderella might have a loss. Real time is saying 5 is probably Imran. Yeah, Imran. Are you guys on the same account or are you sitting in the same room? Then we have A going
I'm
with
not very
Musashi.
sure about them, but I'm pretty sure they are in the same guild or something.
Well, I mean, all good fun anyways. We have Remy Boro saying Light Anya. Bloodmoon saying will only be at number 4. Unicorn basically replaces Cleo in terms of not just banish but usefulness with her entries. Exo. I'm not sure if Exo is might be a 5. Then we have Exo, changed his mind and saying not going to be 10. Up. Troy asking about Dark Sun Wukong. We have not seen Dark Sun Wukong yet. We haven't reviewed top 5 yet, but she wasn't 6 to 10. Oh, Jason asking a good question. Who will be out of the top 10? Water Anya, Musashi, Water Cinderella, Unicorn, Light Anya, Storm King Arthur. There is only 5 spots in the top 10 left. So definitely one of these 5, if not 2, are not gonna be in the top 10. That is a good point to point out. Victor going with Water Anya, Bloodmoon going with Water Cinderella. West is saying Rapunzel is out. Well, yeah, out of the top 10. That is already confirmed. Well, actually, Rapunzel is not confirmed, but yeah, it's it's heavily implied. So I guess it's not a huge spoiler to say that she will not be in the top 10. Water Cinderella will be top 10, then either Musashi or Water Anya will be out. Okay, only the space for 2 water units in the top 5, I guess. Well, Savian, yeah, Rapunzel potentially, but also we only have 5 spots left, so one of these 6 units that Jason mentioned definitely can't be in the top 5. Then again, only 4 of them were in the top last time. Yeah, quick reminder for those who just joined, top 10 to 6. We had number 10, Bright Lancelot, number 9, Dark Cinderella, number 8, Yukata Ludmilla, number 7, Percival, number 6, Cleopatra. So these are the ones that have already been revealed. And yeah, EA also a reminder. Thank you. Destroyer going with Dark Sun Wukong at number 5. Lots of guesses. Oh goodness. Okay, I'm lagging behind a little bit. A lot of activity in the chat here. Whippo is the first to say Storm King Arthur at number 5, so that would be the same position as last time. Axel saying Water Cinderella might be number 11. Victor saying Water Anya number 5 because Storm is great to get the sleep wards. Drop so drastically, Axel is saying. Wild prediction on YouTube from the Lomax. Kirin will not be in the top 10. Well, not super unlikely, but still a pretty wild prediction of Kirin. Then again, I actually got Kirin last pulls as in my summoning video. Arthur guess from Edsene. Bahamut 5, Dark Sun Wukong 5, Storm King Arthur 5. Okay, Water Anya, Water Cindy, Light Anya guess from Exo. Yeah, I'm losing track here. Water Sleeping Beauty at
I'm
number
going to vote
5.
for like Anya.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I voted for like Anya is because she's been very consistent lately, especially with the rise of the stun front. If you recall correctly, Storm King Arthur and including Unicorn will nowadays just continue to stun like Anya. So it really depends on how well you build your like Anya. In many cases, like old cases, many people wouldn't really go 200 boost and 65% of that is like Anya because they all know that she'll get one shot by a Regal Wave Master from Storm King Arthur. So odds are that people will most likely raise her to at least 250 boost and about 75% potential, just so she'll be able to tank well in and survive at least 1 to 2 Regal Wave Masters, and while at the same time being able to provide some stun mitigation for the rest of the team. So yes, I'm pretty sure that like Anya will be 5th place, and at the same time, I also don't believe that Musashi will drop so hard all the way to 11th place. So my guess is that anyone that bought Water Cinderella right now, they due to the stun front that is happening right now, they might be facing a drop in true value when it comes to the IPO. So yes, that's my take on it.
Got it. Yeah, I mean that's a valid reason. That's the on the plus side as a devil's advocate for Light Anya here. That I guess most top teams have already built her. I mean, she was the best or the longest standing top 10 unit for quite a while now, and the card rarely goes. That is one point where I would say, okay, possibly she's already built quite well. But yeah, also welcome to Dage. Glad to have you again after a long time of abstaining from these top 10 countdowns. Welcome. And yeah, I mean, we had so many different guesses at this point. Honestly, I kind of lost track. But I think it doesn't make sense to keep guessing. I think it's really time for that reveal. There seems to be a lot of confusion, a lot of different options. Could be number 5. Basically, everybody is up for grabs. I'm not sure if we ever had that. That basically 2 new units and 4 previous top 5 units are all kind of compete legitimately over the number 5 spot. So that we speaks to the fact that there has been a lot of rumbling with the new units in the meta. So I'm gonna reveal it now. Let me picture clear some stuff up for you now. I think be a bit more more clear what we can going forward. And when I saw this result for the number 5, I was really surprised. Is not something I expect at all. I mean, I did see some potential, but yeah, the synergy is so strong that at number 5, this is mostly carried by
Ooh,
the Asian region. We have
ooh,
Unicorn
us
coming
again.
in at number 5, the Storm unit. 40% usage after just a few days of her release. And that is actually much higher than the IPO, which was 6.9 million for her. So that is a nice profit for everybody who got a share there. But yeah, she's actually number 2 in Japan, which is kind of insane, I have to say. But yeah, I mean, she's 8 million this way. In America, she didn't even crack the top 10 yet. So there is a lot of dispersion in terms of regions. But have so much carry potential in the Toon ones that that a lot of teams that do run her are performing really, really great right now. So yeah, I think this might clear up some things forward, or let's see. I mean, um, maybe a few more words on Unicorn. I mean, the big reason why she's probably top 5 is because of her passives or of her support. So basically, stunning enemy units on entry, and also the granting armor, which enables some other meta plays, and is especially interesting because it grants armor to all of your guards, which start early. Sometimes can be difference of survival or death for these guards to stay alive longer. And so that is probably the big reason, because her active skills are decent, especially the magical experience. But I mean, I wouldn't say they are exciting compared to other units I've seen recently. So yeah. Okay, so that is the reasoning for number 5 from my side, at least. I am surprised that it is top 5, but is what it is. And so yeah, not a lot of guesses for that one. Not a lot of people saw that coming. But now the question, of course, is only have 4 spots left in the top 10. Only the top 4 spots will get the. Who will be number 4 next? Let me see. We have some guesses. First on YouTube, Storm King Debos3 Storm King Arthur targets Musashi like she cussed her parents. Yeah, that's actually true. I mean, from what I've seen, like at first when Musashi was released, it seemed like Storm King Arthur. When Storm King Arthur was released, really liked to target my Percival, but for some reasons he started to get a hate boner for Musashi now, and now it happens that she takes Musashi out early. Not sure if there was something changed in her AI. All right, let's see what I missed in the text chat. Exo is saying Japan ranking on 2nd is valid. I don't know. I feel like that's a bit of a stretch, but then again, maybe the combo just makes it worth it. So I mean, who am I to argue with my own data? um, all right, we have guesses coming in for number 4 now. Light Anya is coming from Jason and Blood Moon. We have some Lancelot guesses from our new joiners. Who do we have? EA also going with Light Anya. Okay, lots of Lancelot guesses. Interesting. From a lot of new accounts on the server. Very interesting. Then we have Freezy going with Light Anya, That's Basic going with Light Anya, Edsonix being Light Anya Plap Plap. What that means. Unlikely. Destroyer saying plot twist, Water Cinderella took Water Anya's spot. Fury, then we have Quippo going with Light Anya. Exo saying Musa dies to Storm King Arthur double hit. Yeah, I know that. I often have to suffer from that. But I mean, I run the same Platoon 1 for 2 months now, and that is Musashi Cleopatra, Percival, and the guard. And while previously Musashi really liked to hit Percival, which was fine by me because Percival has the hold ground, now she really likes to hit Musashi, which is not so nice. Elemental advantage and no hold ground on Musashi because Musashi is low. EA saying Water Cinderella can't heal. I think this is actually a very good point. Also, something I pointed out in my reviews. Very unusual to have a unit that can only heal while being hit and then only heals for 25%. So basically, she fully relies on her charges, keeping her alive. Then again, if everybody is on the enemy team, she has charges for days and will not get attacked often, anyways. Victor is saying no, Light Anya is the best card in the stun meta. Axel is going with Musashi. Victor is saying, ooh, Light Anya maybe number 1 or number 2. We never had a guard at number 1 before. That is a wild prediction. Okay, lots of Lancelot guesses. I think we can close the Lancelot chapter. We already had her in the top 10, the better version of her. EA region is lagging behind if they think Unicorn is 11th. Yeah, I mean, it's fair, but then again, you know, you have different metas on every server, and so Unicorn might have different effectiveness on all of them. And you also have to say that EA is, I mean, similar to the other regions, but only 4 days or so went past before the data was collected, so not a lot of time to actually get Unicorn yet. Well, let's. All right. Do we have Anya guess? Spectra going with Musashi at number 4, joining Axel on that guess. One is the backlogs for of my accounts. Wow. Okay. How many accounts you have? VDFK is saying my fully awakened 10 million Lancelot normally beat a level 1 Anya, bro. So it's gotta be Lancelot. Nice. I hope not just normally beat, but in every case beat. So, and stun, and then Light Anya is gone. Nata saying Musashi lost her spot, lost her charm, and Koya is saying there's only 4 spots left. Yes, exactly. EFC revealed now the new units, Genie and Unicorn. Water Cinderella and Frankenstein have not appeared in our reveals yet. Koya going with Light Anya at 4, I suppose. Victor is saying it's crazy that Musashi is falling from number 1 even before her first reroll. Well, I mean, that's not super uncommon. I mean, sometimes we have dominators like Water Anya or Light Cinderella who keep the number 1 spot for quite a long time. But I think King Arthur also, the original Dark King Arthur, also only had the number 1 spot for 1 month. Okay, so I think for number 4 we have mostly guesses Lancelot, which I would disregard. Then we have Destroyer also joining a large group, saying Light Anya at number 4. And Escher, EA, and quite a few others are also saying Musashi at number 4. So that is interesting because number 5 was super wide range of guesses. And now people are focusing in on 2 units again. Musashi and Light Anya. Archie is also saying Musashi being number 4. Jason going with Water Cinderella, one of the few who hasn't lost hope yet, but then strong char in. Musashi counters are also valid. Bossry on YouTube is saying Zigzag started the Frost idea. Yeah, that was you. And dropped it then. It would be wonderful. We have a comeback of the Frost mechanic. Frost Oh yeah, I guess it can still be strong in a good unit. That might come at some point. Although I would expect another, burn post mechanic. But who am I to say that? Jason asking in chat, what is Frost? Well, Frost is something that only one unit can fly, and that is Yuki. And it basically freezes a unit, which will not be get any statuses applied. It will not be able to turn. It also has a huge damage reduction, 90%. Only after, I think, 2 or 3 hits it goes away, or time runs out on it. All right. Okay. Let's go. Then I think we can reveal the number 4 because it was already. Didn't see any guesses. Number 4, Water Anya or Storm King Arthur. Previously had some guesses for number 5 with them. Who have moved on from that idea. And yeah, I'm gonna now have at number 4 a water unit. And this water unit is a unit that is dropping, not water Cinderella. It is a unit that is number 1 in Europe. Very interesting. We have a lot of different number 1 rankings in. Okay. And at number 4, coming in with 5% usage and losing her top spot is Musashi. Down to 8 million true power after over 9.5 million power last time. Yeah, I mean, a lot of arguments have already been made why this case. And yeah, the stun rise is definitely one of them. The Storm King Arthur potentially being released is also kind of a counter. We already mentioned that Storm King Arthur versus Musashi in one often deadly for Musashi, although if he doesn't get hit by Storm King Arthur in the strike, then I oftentimes see Musashi actually taking out Storm King Arthur, because Storm King Arthur, on the other hand, is very vulnerable. The absolute zero skill by Musashi. Musashi is still very good, by the way. I mean, we are talking about a top 4 unit and a unit with million true power. Definitely still a unit that leaves a big mark on the meta, but yeah, her reign at number 1 only lasted for 1 month, and yeah, this is the end of the number 1 era of Musashi. I would say probably not gonna get number 1, but who at a meta shifts, still a very good starter unit if you don't run into enemy from King Arthur. All right, then let's think about the top 3. We only have 3 spots left at this point. Okay, let me see. Admund, Water Anya, Arthur. Breezy is going with Storm King. Troya going with Water Anya. Davian now saying, won't be surprised if Light Anya is top 1. Well, I mean, Sun environment is definitely particularly interesting. Well, I mean, in terms of, comparing Musashi to the original Lancelot, Musashi at least has the high speed, much more potential coming reinforcements, while Lancelot really has to rely on the counter skin. A saying Storm Supremacy. Well, let's see. Not quite there yet with 1 Storm unit at number 5. But yeah, let's see where Storm Arthur lands, and then have a judgment. Counter is saying Light Anya at number 3. Savian going with Water Anya. Okay, so We actually, it seems like we're we're coming back to the Anya meta yet again. Water Anya and Light Anya, number 1 and number 2, I think 3 months or 4 months ago. Sergio, Guardian was never on number 1 before, so that's first. Victor going with Water Anya at number 3. Asher agreeing. Free also going with Water Anya. Bohemia guesses. Odd. Light Anya guess from A. Otto is probably 3 since she re-ran just now. That's actually not a good reason because units that get a rerun lose a little bit of their boost, which is considered if they haven't had a rerun yet. BDFK is also saying newbies are dumb, so they summon Otto. Well, newbies are usually not considered in the top 1000 that I'm looking here from the 20 champions. If they are too newbie, then they will have a very low weight. Remember his name? That's Endless Finn, right? Dark Finn.
That's wrong. That's wrong. That is Agravain. Agravain from King Arthur's story.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
it looks similar to Finn, Endless Finn, right? But Endless Finn has sort of like a spike hood or something. But Agravain is more towards like a third generation mecha warrior or something. So that's the difference. Yeah, the similarities is the red eyes, if you ask me.
The
well,
most fan.
sorry, what are you saying, Destroyer?
Raven is the most Giga Chat fan of SKA. Change my mind.
I know, right? I know, right?
Well, let's see where they ultimately land. I mean, we have now quite a few guesses. Ooh, another Dark Sun Wukong guess coming in. I guess is part of many top meta teams now. What the hell is that? That we are not gonna. I don't know what it is, but it looks disturbing. So this is like that. All right, then let's see. We have at number 3. The reveal that is coming in a unit that is losing true power. Is yet another it is yet another unit, funnily enough, that is number 1 in a certain region. Overall, of course, it enough for the number 3 spot. However, she is only number 6 in Japan. Number 3, we have a rather long reigning champion. We have Water Anya, so congrats everybody who got that right. 8.6 million true power left, so that is still a lot, but 900,000 true power lost compared to last time. The stun resurgence definitely not exactly in her favors, because stun, as I already mentioned in the review, when Water Anya came out last December, is basically the big weakness of Water Anya. Everything else she can relatively well deal with relatively well. But yeah, Water Anya now number 3. First time that she is not top 2 in the history of the true power rankings. Her release went straight to number 1 after her release and therefore half a year. And now she is number 3, which is still, to be fair, quite good, but usually now used in the later platoons because of her entry effect. Okay, now we have only 2 spots left, and we are closing in on the final reveals for today. We do know, since Musashi dropped to number 4, that we will see a new number one coming in time. So that is definitely something that is interesting. Let's see who it will be. EXO saying true power has been degrading this time. Yes, I pointed that out earlier. I mean, true power aggregate is always fixed at 144 million for all units. But yeah, so far it seems that a lot of the top 10 units are losing some power, which is actually a good sign for the meta because it is becoming more diversified. So it's not as straightforward. Okay, which units are the strongest? I think last time we had 4 or 5 units that are actually above 9 million true power. Now we have only 2 left, and we are still at 6 million power. So yeah, a lot of true power losses for the top unit this time. Okay, let's see what we have. Victra going with Light Anya at second, free as well. Destroyer Genie is already at number 28, so she cannot appear one. Jason and Exonix are still saying Water Cinderella number 2. That would be a 2 unit that Storm King Arthur or Light Anya are dropping out of the top 10. Ooh, a wild guess here from Minami. I think Storm King Arthur at number 11, Dark Sun Wukong at and Light Anya at 1. Your wild guess. EXO going with Light Anya at 1. Nice. And Spectre is already saying Lightram returned to her throne again. Just yes, Storm King, original Dark King Arthur, the number 1 spot as well. The second edition from Cinderella after Light Cinderella didn't manage to do that. Let's see second edition from King Arthur. Dark Cinderella topped out at number 2. Released during the Water Anya domination phase. Quippo is saying Storm King Arthur is not this good. Everyone is insane, I swear. But she will be number 1. Well, let's see. Light Anya. Light Anya. That basically saying Storm King Arthur at number 2. Norza, another Storm character. Top tier 19. Much anymore. Axel, you want to say something?
Actually, yes. All right. So between Storm King Arthur and like Anya, it really is a very, very tight draw, if you ask me. So it's like either one of these two will be up in the top two, but their scores will be very, very close to each other. My belief is that like Anya will be top two. She will be very, very close to Storm King Arthur's current true power. There is this because while Storm King Arthur was able to continuously give stuns over and over, it also is a fact that like Anya can absorb every stun, including Unicorn's discharge stun as well.
Yep.
So that will mean that everything will flow all the way to Light Anya. And remember what I said before about Light Anya, the demographics of Light Anya. Everybody in the top server arena, especially in my server, they will most likely have at least 250 boosts for their Light Anya and 75% potential, which means they are along with fellowship. Let's not consider fellowship. Let's assume everybody has the same fellowship. This will also mean that every Light Anya will be very stacked. Meaning say they a good for the top 20 to actually maintain their spots, their Light Anya must be really, really strong. So it stands to reason that sometimes people say, oh, because their Light Anya got one shotted by Storm King Arthur. But that could be also because perhaps maybe their fellowship is not strong enough. Perhaps maybe their Light Anya is not invested enough. So but the majority of the top 20 that I see, especially in my cluster, have like Anya's that have at least 250 to 75% boost. So you have to consider that, and
Right.
there's and yeah, that's why I felt that the difference between true power between first and second will be very very close. Wow.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, Light Anya is definitely, I would say, oh, but let's see which comes in. Light Anya never saw a number one guard before in the true power rankings. First, let's see if it can actually happen. We have a Trill Salute by Death's Fat on YouTube. Thank you. I'm not sure. Trill Salute, but I appreciate it. And then we have Debo3 asking for number 11 to 14. Yeah, we will feel that um, um, definitely as well. But first, we, without spoilers, reveal the top units. And let's see. Have number 2 reveal coming up now. And yeah, it is a unit that very good, obviously. It is a unit that is top 4 in every single region. It is a unit that has probably highest use across all servers, across all top teams. It is a unit that is losing some true power, but it ranks. And that even though she is 562 days old. Number 2 is Light Anya. Yet again, we have seen her at number 2 many months, many rankings already. She was released in January 2023, and we have still Light Anya at number 2. Yeah, that is very annoying to me because I don't have her, but what can you do? If I knew that that she was the best guard 1.5 years later, then I would definitely have fully awakened her straight away. But it is what it is. Number 2, Light Anya, she loses some true power, but is still gaining 2 spots. Is now number 2, not number 1 in any region, but just across the board, used by all the top teams. Much 87.4 is pretty wild, and yeah, I think not much else to say there. Just move on to the big deal at number 1. Not sure if you have any left for it. Move through it quickly. Most people saying Storm King Arthur, some are saying Dark Sun Wukong, which big comeback. I would appreciate it as my top, as one of my top DPSs. And Jason is going with Water Cinderella, Bloodmoon going with Storm King Arthur, Exo going with Storm King Arthur, Breezy going with Storm King Arthur, Exo Storm King Arthur, or actually King Arthur. Interesting. Debos3 on YouTube is saying Storm King Arthur or Dark Sun Wukong. He's still going for Lancelot. We already had Lancelot at number 10. Ah, nice. The Storm King Arthur comes in well. People saying who could number 1 be? It's a complete mystery. Well, I mean, yeah, seems like it's less of a mystery now than when we had the top 5 open. The Lomax on YouTube is saying must be Dark Sun Wukong because I just FR fully awakened her today. I mean, to be fair, Dark Sun Wukong is the number 1 in terms of PvP content. So in tower or in events, I think best unit that you could have right now. But now we focus on the number 1 spot. Let me review soon because we have quite some unity, I would say. Guesses. What Water Cinderella. Water Cinderella, some guesses as well. Well, it's a new show. Could happen. And but most people are saying Arthur. Let's see. I'm gonna reveal now. So get ready. um, who this unit is, and I'm just gonna. Here we go, and this might be surprising to some of you that she is coming in at this kind of spot. But yeah, is actually coming in at number 1 Water Cinderella. Not quite cracking the top 10, coming in at 5.8 million true power. Some nice usage rate already after just of her release. 48% of top teams are already using her. But yeah, she's very popular in the Americas, as you can see, where she's actually taking a top 8 position. But in all the other regions, she didn't manage yet to crack in top 10. Let's see if that changes over the coming months. But if not, this would be the very first Cinderella release that doesn't make it into the top 10. Hell, actually, that would be the first Cinderella release that doesn't make it into the top 2. But I mean, that was always likely, at least the top 2, because to be fair, she is much more application. She has a little stealth side, but more importantly, very, very focused on the sleep side, because you don't really run her with units that wake up sleep targets. So yeah, this is the number 11. Archie saying a disgrace to the Cinderella legacy to start below number 10. Very nice. Victor is already posting the summon quote. I think that is the summon quote of the original King Arthur, if I'm not mistaken. Never summoned for Dark King Arthur, but that should be the one. All hail the one who commands the round table's absolute loyalty, King Arthur. Third of that name. Man, I still should probably read Arthur. Interesting. And yeah, so the IPO came in higher than the actual result for Water Cinderella, so we'll lose a bit of power points, but it's actually not all that much. Okay, let's see. Let's get ready. I think now after that slight surprise, the number 11 unexpected after the reveal. We'll go with the number 1 next. Find the image. I actually think it's quite the first form, probably my form of the unit, much more than the second form and then the third form. Although the fully art is also quite nice. Of course, I am talking about the old and new King of Evertale, now confirmed by data. We have number 1 Storm King Arthur with 9.26 million true power, which is a rise of 622k, and that means there's some nice dividend paid all the shareholders in Evertrade of Storm King Arthur. She is coming from rank 5 up 4 ranks and already 60% usage, which doesn't seem all that much for a number 1 unit, but you know, I'm considering a lot of things, the data, which is not purely usage driven, and you know, the teams that run Storm King Arthur do seem perform much better than other teams. So what's also quite nice, I mean, she has the King's Dawn, but she's also gonna be usable from reinforcements later on. So yeah, a lot that is going right for Storm King Arthur with the stealth shield, stealth, the resettable hold ground, and a lot of stunning. The Regal Wave Master to finish off a lot of pesky units. So yeah, just a really good package right now, and this has earned the number 1 spot, and she is the only unit right now that is above 9 million true power, after previously we had 4 or 5 units above 9 million true power. So really holding the reins now, but not as oppressive as some other top units that have 4. Yeah, so that is that. Number 1 in Japan, only number 7 in Americas. Again, we see version in Americas. We have much more focus on the sleep side, apparently, as we see daughter Cinderella, but in Japan, Storm King Arthur, and also in the rest of Asia, actually, Storm King Arthur does reign supreme. So yeah, that is Storm King Arthur at number 1 yet again. So every King Arthur that was released in Evertale so far has made it to the number 1 spot in the SSR World Rankings, which is quite the endorsement. W Japan, W Asia, America lagging a FF. Well, I mean, different matters on different servers. All hail the king and unicorny supremacy. Yeah. Carry the power. Yeah. Well, I mean, now this leaves us with Spectra saying she's number 1 because she was made different. Very nice. And now I think I'm gonna reveal. Well, we are still missing one new unit.
Sun Wukong.
Oh, and
Yeah, I
also
kind of want to know where Dark Sun Wukong is.
wanna know where Dark Sun Wukong is? Well, then let's reveal that first. After Dark Sun Wukong was a very popular guest the whole time during this top 10 countdown, up until the very last bit where people are still guessing a bit jokingly that Dark Sun Wukong could come in at number 1. And well, I mean, it's not completely wrong that she is the top contender if we look at the results, because coming in at number 12, and that is actually not the interesting part. She's only up 2 ranks, but in terms of true power, she is up 2 million, which I'm not even sure if that has ever happened before, because that is a huge increase in a single month, and that is single-handedly because of the Unicorn release, I have to say. Very interesting how they made Dark Sun Wukong super relevant again. You can see it in Japan. She's actually number 7, but in Europe and in rest of Asia, she is lagging a bit behind at number 15, 16. So that is part of the reason why she didn't make it top 10 this time. But definitely a huge increase from 3.6 million true power to 2 power. So to 5.6 million power. That means if you are a shareholder, a double shareholder of Dark Sun Wukong in Evertrade, then this trade just single-handedly made you a profit of 8 billion true power, because the dividends are also paid. So yeah, this is probably the biggest winnings that have ever been paid out with a single unit. But yeah, that is very good. And now I think we might just only now on the the Lomax on YouTube is saying America don't like King Arthur because it's British. Well, arguably all units in Evertale are pretty much lead Japanese, I guess, at least voiced by Japanese voice actors. But yeah, people are asking for the Frankenstein release. I mean, what do you think? Which rank would be a guess for you? Where does Frankenstein come in? Genie was ranked number 28. Water Cinderella number 11. Unicorn number 5. Where will Frankenstein land? What are your guesses for
I
that?
think the top 35 to top 40. Oh my lord,
Oh.
which is gonna be such a loss for us. Oh no! Oh no!
Yeah, I mean, if it's gonna be a loss or not, I'm gonna reveal it now. We have some guesses coming in. Top 42, which is absolutely insane considering that it is a new unit. um, number 69, even as a guess. Number 32, Freezy. Um, normal Lancelot, I can also.
Actually, I think 69th place is a little too overwrought, but it could be there. It could be there because of the lack of synergy for Frankenstein. Like, in order to use Frankenstein properly, like you have to use several step back units. The problem is that in this Evertale meta, we don't have any proper step back units that can help Frankenstein. The only step back units that we have are Bright Ludmilla, which is kind of outdated, and Swimsuit Dark Jean, which is required for most stealth teams nowadays. So if you were to use her for just for the step back function, it will be a big loss to your any of the stealth team build that you build.
Exactly, and Swimsuit Dark Jean
And
actually cannot step back on her own, right? She needs to be hit, and
yes,
so she, and
yes,
getting hit requires her to be able to get hit. And Frankenstein and Mary are oftentimes guards when they are on the field, so they will
yep,
usually die first. So yeah, very very odd by Sixer. I can already tell you guys though that it's not gonna be 69. At 69, we have actually Storm Ossia, one of the very OG units, actually the very first unit that ever came with a Hold Ground Plus. That was quite revolutionary back then when it was released during Evertale 1.0. Many of you probably haven't played the game at that point, but yeah, she came in very, very interesting with that Hold Ground Plus mechanic. People were losing their minds over that new mechanic where she cannot be killed until after her turn when she get the flip random off. So yeah, that is a reason. But yeah, now she's number 69, 1.8 top teams. Very few teams from Ossia. A few more teams are actually using Frankenstein, which is not surprising considering, yeah, I mean, she does bring definitely value than like Storm Ossia. But nevertheless, it is still a disappointment. It is still the unit that comes in with the lowest ever power debut that I have ever seen. Uh, my years of making these SSR world rankings, I think even lower than Rel, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I have to check that. Interestingly, also another Earth unit. But yeah, at number 30, we have Frankenstein with 1 million power only. Barely cracked the 7 digits, which is honestly very weak for a new unit. No region has her in the top 30 except Japan, where she's ranking 28 and she has 11.6% usage. And I would say most of that usage is probably in later platoons. She's not something that is usually run front. Yeah, I mean, Axel losing some power points here with that
huge man.
IPO.
That's like 1.5 million power loss, but it's okay. But I was like, oh my god, I was fretting because the way you say it is like, holy shit, yeah, this Frankenstein is legit gonna be 6 digits instead of seven. And
No,
1.042 million is very, very close to that 6 digit number, man.
yeah, it is. It is. I mean, this
I
is
was like,
very.
oh, I knew it's gonna be a loss, but I never really expect it's gonna be a huge loss. But it's fine. I'll get over it. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, right? Frankenstein definitely a skip for most.
indeed,
Also,
indeed.
in in the data that I have seen, I mean, 11 really low use. I mean, obviously, or apparently, I guess Frankenstein was a bit too afraid of making a character, first character that kind of permanently um, to be too strong. But it's a bit odd because sleep is not the rise right now either. So yeah, I mean, just a bit underwhelming. I mean, still nice to have because she can give some value by recycling the guard if she. But yeah, it's so rare Frankenstein and Mary on the field at the same time, and that is what you actually really want. So the only time I have seen that is actually against a whale team, which ran Frankenstein in front, and so this way they enabled her to be on the field at the same time, but mainly just because the HP were just so high that I struggled to take out these units. But other than that, Frankenstein without a huge fellowship advantage really can't run her. And at the top, you don't have the Frankenstein the fellowship advantage because um, all of the or most of the top players in us are actually having the unlocked. So yeah, that is the case for that. So yeah, 1 million quite harsh for Frankenstein, but then again, I mean, like a rather easy. I mean, at most I would say about getting copied for the kind of guarding mechanic. Yeah, generally underwhelming, but Genie only comes in 500,000 power points higher, true power higher than Frankenstein, which is a bit of a letdown, I imagine. But yeah, the big winner, of course, in this rankings was Dark Sun Wukong. Again, Unicorn with a 8 million debut, which is very high, I think. Storm King Arthur taking over #1 spot with a decent true power rise, while all the other units much fell off. The next unit after Unicorn and King Arthur that actually gave power is Yukata Ludmilla at #8, and that was just a game 100,000. So not really something worth pointing out. So yeah, that is that. What is design are we talking about? Oh, Frankenstein. Well, I think Frankenstein actually has an interesting design, kind of playing around with the kind of marionette skill set, passives. I actually quite like that. And Frankenstein videos are actually the ones that were most watched on my YouTube channel. So there's also other most watched in terms of comparing it to the last 4 pieces. All right. Axel saying Genie is legitimately good. People downplay her a lot. Well, I mean, yeah, I think it's just, I mean, she can be good, but you have to rely so hard on the RNG to really get a lot of value out of that. Otohime is actually at number 17. Ubu is at
Interesting.
number
All right.
Ubu is at number 20, actually keeping the 20th position.
Actually, if you ask me, I was actually Hime and Storm Velocia Giga Velocia to get a small race at the very least due to the meta change. So I was kind of curious to see how where do they land.
Giga Rolosha actually gained ranks, but still lost a little power. Giga Rolosha coming on at number
Oh, all
19,
right.
so
That's
she's
fine.
back to the top 20.
Mm-hmm.
Himiko was also a question. She is down to number 21. I think this is mostly due to the Unicorn release, honestly. Himiko lost quite a bit of power. Before Unicorn's release, it might still have made sense to run her with something like Storm King Arthur and Giga Rolosha and Odin, right, Lancelot and stuff like that. But now I think Unicorn kind of really took the place of Himiko. Much less valuable after the Unicorn release, despite also done some skill set. I still remember the time where Water Snow White and Earth Misha, yeah, those were the times of the slower power creep where Earth Misha was actually still number 1 year after her. That is unthinkable now. Where is Jirel? Let me check. Hold on for find Jirel. Yeah, Jirel is actually coming in at number 80. So congrats to Jirel for probably being the lowest ranked 2023 unit. And yeah, I'm gonna post the updated version later on the YouTube and also on this Discord server as usual. But yeah, Kaguya for Destroyer, yeah, good point. Kaguya is actually number 15, still holding on quite well. I mean, Kaguya and Water Cinderella are actually a very good combo, I would say. And some of these newer things where the Kaguya passive application again. So yeah, that is that. If you don't have any other requests for rank review,
I would
I'm
like to
gonna
know what's rank 13 and rank 14 in this
rank.
month.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we
Good point. We didn't do them yet. Number 13 is actually the number 10. Rapunzel down quite a bit, actually using 1 million true power. And at number 14, we have Odin, who is slightly less down, but still quite far away from the top 10. Actually, Water Cinderella and Dark Sun Wukong were quite close to the top 10, but then between Dark Sun Wukong and Rapunzel, 12 and 13, there's a huge gap in power. 1.5 million true power between units. So 12 units are really above the rest right now. And of course, Dark Sun Wukong's comeback is also not good for somebody like Rapunzel. Very weak to super poison. Odin also doesn't like Dark Sun Wukong that much. And so yeah, that is definitely a reason why Rapunzel is one of the that is most here. Although interestingly, so the burn units have been falling quite a bit. Swimsuit Kaguya and Himiko, the top 2 on their release, I promise. Nice. Let's see. Definitely looking forward to their new versions. I mean, their art style is quite nice, especially. Same. I want a bright Himiko. Well, was the best clone for. I mean, she was kind of the first one, I guess, to some degree. Well, actually, no, Dark Reigner. And I would say Dark Reigner actually better than Tyrell, but maybe that's a mistake. Then again, not neither of them are good at this point. So yeah, I think we can wrap this up. Thanks for joining, everyone. After we had a bit of a slow start, we had a lot of activity in the chats, and yeah. Debos3 on YouTube is actually mentioning Frankenstein would be good if she has an instant ally pushback as soon as alive. Actually, yeah, that's a very good point. This would actually change the picture much easier to have both. But this is not gonna happen. We buff to. I'm not gonna implement that. So yeah, we are closing out this Storm King Arthur at the number 1 spot. King the very top, like the previous did, and you have some water units falling this time. Water Cinderella disappointing a little bit by not making top 10. Unicorn surprising on the upside, and mentioned them again. All right. Good. Then I'm gonna close the stream on YouTube. Thanks for everyone who checked in there. Have a nice rest of your day or night, depending on what time it is watching, rewatching, and yeah, not forget to like and subscribe. I'm a true parrot. Much appreciate the support, and yeah, that very helpful. And yeah, if you are looking forward to some tier list, then this is coming soon. To subscribe, huge update actually. And so yeah, stay tuned for that, and have a good night, have a good day. Hearts on you, and goodbye.